Take the coat off.
Dang it, I should have wore a beanie.
Caps ain't doing it.
No, I should, yeah. It's Beanie Boy Winter.
Beanie Boy Winter?
Yeah.
Instead of Hot Girl Summer?
Wait, was it Hot Girl Summer?
I
it
think so.
Was it Tom Hanks' kid that got in trouble for saying, like, White Boy Summer or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know if he got in trouble for it.
He actually
wasn't,
got
like,
lifted.
canceled.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people were... Was it? I don't think it was Tom Hanks' son.
Something worse than that as a white man saying things.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks' son gets... I think Tom Hanks' like celebrity status negates anybody in his entire family from getting canceled.
Yeah.
Like his dad... or Tom Hanks' son...
Chet.
Colin. Oh, is it Chet?
Chet's the one who was, like, being wild.
Oh, well,
He was
Colin's
rapping,
an actor.
right?
I don't know if he was actually Oh, can you call it rapping?
Well, he was saying words rhythmically out of his mouth.
You just Forrest Gumping.
Dude, is there... Okay,
Running miles?
there's a bunch of fake movie trailers out there now,
Yeah.
and it's really starting to make me mad because I'm like, oh man, they're gonna make this, and then no, it's not real. So Forrest Gump 2, is that real or is it not real?
I'm guessing it's not real. What was that, like his kid?
Yeah, but it was his kid was like going through life just regular. It wasn't Haley Joel Osment. It was I think it was Timothy Chalamet or whatever his name is from Dune, but he's just like, Dad, I know you're not the brightest man, but I'm trying to figure out my way through life. And then he finds out that his dad did all this extraordinary stuff.
Oh, so they actually just tell the story of Forrest Gump again.
Through his son. They're like, oh, remember that time we played ping pong?
Wait a minute, Dad, your lab was kind of poorly. You did dope stuff, but what is that?
He's like, can I borrow some money? I know you're a billionaire from bubblegum shrimp and stuff.
And what else did he do? I was getting screwed up with the jerk when he made that thing for holding the glasses to take them off.
I always talked about in a senior year of high school, we talked about movie structure.
Okay.
And they were like, nobody has a movie where it's beginning, middle, end. And I was like, Forrest Gump and Batman are not like that because there's just constant mayhem the whole time.
Yeah.
I guess
Oh, yeah.
meeting up with Jenny is like the final. Oh, but like he went to Vietnam. Like he did a whole bunch of
He got
stuff
the $1 million wound. He got shot in the butt.
Oh, that is what you want to do.
and became a ping pong star.
Yup.
And then like ran around the country 7 times. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
back
go
and
home now.
forth.
There's one girl I
He
know.
made a smiley face.
This one girl I know was like a model, but also I was like, she's like, I was in the Guard or the Marines. I'm like, you do not seem like a girl in the Marines. And I'm like, yeah, why don't you like work now and you just dink around? She's like, I got shot in the back.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. She's like, yeah, there's still like bullets and stuff in there. She like just had surgery again to get her back fixed. I'm like, oh, that's actually insane.
Well,
Also dated the lead singer of Incubus before he was famous.
oh man.
Part of me. Oh, I messed that up.
Yeah, that's
They're playing like by a casino here somewhere close, I think.
really.
Incubus seems like the band that's going to be in casinos
I
soon.
love it. I love Incubus.
I don't remember
Yeah.
any of their songs, but I remember the
I'll pull it a
name.
little closer.
Where-
But yeah, yeah, they were in Blue Stem not that long ago.
Yeah.
Blue Stem Amphitheater?
Yeah,
Was it
No, Blue Stem Terrarium. Like what?
yeah,
2 summers ago?
something like that. Yeah, not that long ago. Also in studio, we got Jantzonia.
What's up, everybody?
Jantzonia. Oh my gosh. It's such an honor and a pleasure to have you in.
It's good to see you
the
again,
studio.
man.
Yeah, man. It's been, gosh, I used to do a bunch of hip hop stuff. Now I do comedy stuff.
Yeah. I got to intertwine myself in your guys' layer. Y'all have somebody's coming that I know about. Is it Riley something?
Cosgrove.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
He'll be here Thursday, right?
he'll be here Thursday, and then he's also doing the live dating show with us on
Oh,
Friday.
that is him. Oh, I gotta pull up to that.
Yeah,
I know
dude.
that guy.
Oh, really?
I saw
How
his
do you
face.
know
I was
him?
like, oh, this is the guy who talks about like tennis at like the U.S. Open in Queens. How it's just like not as like fancy as all the other countries. And how he worked there. I think that's the same dude. I hope
Riley
it is.
Cosgrove.
I might be completely left field and
You
I
might
might be
be.
wrong, but
Well, he seems like a guy that would like be
Be
on the
in-
Wimbledon squad. Or the,
He would talk
you know,
about he could be in tennis. He's
Well, that's
he's a
I was in tennis.
he goes off the cuff a lot,
Hell yeah.
and he's he's pretty insane. Partied with him a few times. He
That is
sprained
true.
his ankle last time that he was here.
Nice.
Walking home from the bar. The second night of shows, he was like,
My ankle hurts.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
My ice walk challenge, I only got 57%.
Yeah.
We always
No.
called that when at UND days, the walking from class to class, if you saw somebody fall, you just scream, ice walk challenge. 'Cause it was just entertaining to watch people.
You went to UND?
No, I'm just saying, overall, that's what we used to scream
Oh,
at people.
gotcha.
I jump around as well. That's why I like that guy so much.
Dude, UND was, what did they used to have those days where there was always like a big party, like
UND
end of the
days.
year, school year.
Yeah, I was at university. I worked at Popolino's Pizza at that time. And I made
Nice.
like $180 that day.
What was that called, though? Because it wasn't UND days. Was
I feel
it just
bad
like
that I don't
spring-
remember. Is it just Springfest?
Springfest.
Yeah.
Springfest used to be wild.
Yeah.
Like Springfest, there'd be like burning couches
Yeah.
on like
A lot
all
of
the
porta
rows
potties.
and stuff.
I'm like 2 years away from not being able to celebrate that. Like I
Oh,
wasn't
gotcha.
old enough to witness it.
I was. There was just like I have a bunch of pictures with cops. Just like I'm just like hammered, and
They're
there's
called
cops
mugshots.
sitting around there. Yeah, yeah, because there'd just be cops walking around to parties, not breaking anything up, just making sure that stuff was okay,
Yeah.
and then just giving minors to the kids that were on the sidewalks sometimes. But
That had fallen down, and the cops were like, ice walk challenge.
yeah,
Kids were like, not the police.
it'd be like, oh, this is like pretty under control. Then you'd go like 2 frats down, and just 5 couches on fire.
Some dude's trying to steal half a charred couch
Yeah.
for his house.
I took an upper decker at one of the
Nice.
frats because they kicked my buddies out of the party.
That's
My
funny.
homie took an upper decker in EGF one time. Actually, he's a cop now, which makes this funnier. But he did it, and then the guy came out like laughing, like crying, laughing. He's like, "You're hilarious, but you gotta go and handle that." And then while he's like handling it, the cops just came in and arrested him. And I was
Oh,
like,
dang.
"Damn, what a double crossing guy to be running the gas station."
He's just holding a piece of poo, and then the cops are like, you're under arrest. He's like, yeah? Try and catch me.
I was to say he quick eats it like drugs. And he's like, oh no.
You gotta flush it, man.
It's not illegal to hold in your hand.
He's got a weapon. I think you could do just about anything you wanted if you had poo in your hands. Like if you're like,
That's like
Hey.
Joe Dirt when he ties himself to the giant rocket.
Yeah.
I got poo on me.
if you walk into a bank or a jewelry store and you have like poo in your hands and you're like, if you don't give me that diamond, I'm gonna smear you in the face with this poo. Do you think the person's gonna be like, smear me in the face, don't take the diamond? Or do you think they're gonna be like, just take it?
It really depends. I bet some people are kind of into that.
They just get naked.
If it was John
They're
yeah.
like, oh my god, this is my dream come true. I get to sell diamonds and get poo smeared on me.
Yeah, they're like, I usually need to Google some wild stuff to get to this, but
Craigslist is no longer a thing, so I can never find anybody that's willing to. And he just walks in the front, and I assume it's a dude. You know, I don't want to be sexist.
oh, that
but,
comes in with the poo? Oh, yeah.
yeah,
A girl's
no,
not
the girl's
walking
not
around with
walking
that.
around with poo in her hand.
Immediately arrested.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a step above.
Actually, if you're a girl with it, you will get arrested right away.
Like, oh my gosh, that's. I don't want to get I don't want to get smooed in the face with poo.
You? I bet though you could get a lot of diamonds if you went in there with a turd. If a girl was working behind that, she would be like, most girls be like, take everything right now.
Yeah.
You could go to her with a gun, and she's like, no one would shoot someone as beautiful
And
as
then
me.
like your lawyer situation, like your case, you're not getting like assault with a deadly weapon. You just got some dookie, so it's like
Well,
your thing goes down a lot more.
The charge? I wonder what the charge. Because like, okay, if you pee on somebody or whatever, like, there's got to be a charge for that. Like, you can't just hit somebody with
Isn't it indecent exposure?
I would like it would
I
be
don't think it's
it's
indecent
not-
exposure because that's like when you just
unless you're
pull out
naked
your-
when you smear
yeah.
them with poo. That's another charge.
Going in fully clothed with a bunch of poo is kind of funny. You seem like if you're going to be holding a piece of, if you're holding a turd, you're probably going to be at least shirtless.
Yeah.
Unless you're just a rascal.
yeah.
You're not gonna wear like a 3-piece suit.
You just got a glowing
on
white tee on.
Yeah. I got this Armani suit
Isn't
jacket
it-
with poo.
Bodily something? That's what the charge is?
Yeah.
Assault with bodily fluids.
Something like that. I don't know.
Hopefully
We're diving deep into this here.
Yeah, if we only had an answer for this, like it's never been. You can't get arrested for it because it's never been done before. It's like what's that chart? I forget what that's called.
Oh yeah, spit
Yeah,
would count.
if you spit on somebody, that's a.
Oh, that is.
I went straight to pee.
green light. Nothing more disrespectful to get spat at.
Yeah.
Just get mad thinking about it.
Yeah, it's bodily assault with a bodily fluid. But poop isn't
Poop's
necessarily
not
a fluid.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. How's your drive to work?
Yeah. That's crazy. I can't believe we started off the show by talking about poop robberies.
Robbery.
Robberies.
Yeah, I can.
Cool. Yeah, I mean it's par for the course. We introduced our guest. We start talking about poo.
That's how it happens. Once my name comes up, it's just usually goes to that section.
I have an app actually. I forget to use it all the time, but it doesn't track. But like I can enter in if I go to the restroom. If I do number 2, I can put it on the map to say I went number 2 here.
Oh yeah.
Territorial.
I
That's
thought it was going to be
exciting.
one of those health apps, and then you also weigh yourself
I was
before and
expecting that
after.
as well.
I don't
be
weigh
like-
myself before and after. What I do is I weigh the poo.
you actually take it out and set it back on
I
there.
have to take out 3 ounces because of water weight. Like,
Put that down to a science.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
I think, dang it. I think it's Jenny McCarthy. She was married to Jim Carrey for
Yeah.
a while, right? I'm pretty sure she does that. Like, either weighs her food or she used to. I mean, I don't know if she's
They
still
probably
into
got
it.
like a scale toilet of some kind, so it's not absolute mayhem every single time it happens.
before the days of scale toilets, they just had to reach in there.
Them
STs.
I googled, does Jenny McCarthy weigh her poop?
And it
And
said
the AI
yes.
thing says no. Jenny McCarthy doesn't weigh her poop, but she has spoken about her weight loss.
That's not. Nope. Maybe
Yup.
it's not Jenny McCarthy then, but somebody. And also, I think Jenny McCarthy went in there and changed Google to say that she doesn't because people were like, she weighs her poop, and then she was like, stop saying that about me.
Stop saying that. But also, don't give my son vaccines.
Yeah. And hey, remember Jim Carrey? How he's a superstar? I'm gonna leave him.
Jenny
No, I think she left or he left her. I don't remember.
She was fine.
Yeah. Well, she was like number 1 on MTV, and then he was number 1 in the world. You can't have 2
The
number
world.
1s.
Power couple.
She did stuff on MTV.
Jenny McCarthy, I think that's how she got like super famous.
I thought she was just a Playboy model.
I think she was in Playboy. I don't know if it was before or after MTV. I never saw the Playboy stuff, but
Yeah, sure.
I
Gotta be honest, I don't really know who Jenny McCarthy is.
think it was MTV. Was it Singled Out?
Oh yeah, Singled Out, co-host of Singled Out, 95 to 97. And then she actually had her own sitcom, Jenny. Man, I did not know that.
She had a sitcom.
On E, maybe? Or was it on MTV as well?
That was on.
Who's the lady who married the billionaire very, very old man?
Oh,
Anna
Anna
Nicole
Nicole
Smith.
Smith.
That's who I was mixing it up with. Anna
No,
Nicole
Jenny
Smith.
was on NBC. She also was in basketball. I think that was the first time I saw her.
Yeah, she was in basketball. I never saw that whole complete film.
That was an iconic kind of. It wasn't like, oh my god, it was the greatest thing ever, but it like started to change the way comedic movies were created. I
Dude,
feel like
that might have been one of my favorite. That still, I think, is one of my favorite movies. It's
It's
so
pretty good.
wild.
They just make up rules in their driveway, and then it becomes like an international.
Yeah.
I saw it before it got too big. I take that back. I saw the game itself in the movie. I watched all the way up till like it was starting to gain notoriety, and then I don't know, for whatever reason, I just don't remember the end of the movie, like anything after them getting approached by big business or something like that.
We should watch it. That's actually, that's what the whole movie is about, when they're just like sports getting too big out of everything.
Yeah.
Because they have one of the best lines where they're like, all these teams started moving. Like the Minneapolis Lakers moved to L.A. where there are no lakes. Like the New Orleans Jazz moved to Utah where they don't allow music.
If you play jazz in Utah in the 1800s, ooh. Not
Remember
cool, man.
Futurama had Slurm Ball. I feel like basketball's game was kind of like inspired to that.
You hit the ball on a string and then somebody tries to catch it before it bounces back or something like that.
They made it so confusing because it
Slurm
started
like,
a Slooper Slurm in that one episode. Like 38 balls came out. It's not Slurm. Or that's the name of the drink,
It is
too.
Slurm Ball.
It is Slurm
I'm
Ball.
almost positive because Leela gets really good at it.
Was it Flurm Ball? Slurm was the drink.
Oh, Blurns Ball.
Blurns
Okay.
Ball. I remember that.
Almost had it.
Slurm was
Slurm was
drink,
the
though.
drink. And they went to the island and like it was like a
produced
Willy
from
Wonka.
a worm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one big slurm worm or something.
Yeah, if you could rob a store with Slurm.
Yeah, because you drink it and get so jacked up.
Yeah.
You would just tear it could be closed and you would just tear the doors off.
Yeah, because Fry like continually, he's like, "Oh, that's disgusting," and it's just continually
He had
drinking
like
it.
the super slurm that was gonna kill him. He's like, I just gotta get another drop.
It did look
Yeah.
good though. I would still drink Slurm.
It just looks like Dooskies straight up.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
I would drink Mountain Dew, and I'd probably mix it with Slurm to thin it out a little bit. You know? like I can't be drinking this thick Slurm.
Slurm did look a little thicker. in
It
the
did,
sense
yeah.
of- somebody should have made that stuff and just rocked with it for a Futurama, for 2 years. Mountain Dew Slurm, and just kind of make it even.
Oh, that's good.
It's just syrup.
Yeah, because it pretty much does just ooze out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In there.
There's I just found out about this recently. Apparently, senior citizens, our greatest generation, has trouble drinking things. Like they can't drink water sometimes.
Yeah.
So they put a powder in it. It's like a gelatin. It makes the water thick. And guess what this stuff is called? It's called Thicket. So you put it in your drink and it makes it thick. Like thick.
Yeah,
So,
Kim
like,
Kardashian had a lot of that.
Yeah.
Nice. You could. What if we just took Mountain Dew and put some Thicket in there and then made
Slurmed it out.
Slurm?
And then just had Mike Tyson do the commercial, so it got real confusing.
Slurm.
Thicket.
Thicket. Thicket right in there.
Thicket is rather expensive.
Yeah, well, it's senior citizens. They got an old people's tax.
36 ounces is $99.
That's a thick tax. Wonder what that stuff just by itself. You said it's a powder?
Yeah.
Ooh-ee.
And how much do you have to put into it to make it thick? Like, can't you just use like a slurry, like cornstarch and water or something like that?
And if you use like a minimal amount of liquid, could you make silly putty out of Mountain Dew?
Oh.
I like that idea. I mean, I'm not going to spend $99 to get some Thicket to find out.
It's like taffy.
You lay it out, roll it flat, and then cut it into sections, and then
Make pies out. Oh, this is a culinary game changer.
all right, maybe
Yeah.
I will spend $99 on getting some
Something to
Thicket.
come out of
Oh,
this.
I found some for cheaper. We don't need the 36 ounce.
It seems like a lot, but a
That
can
guy
of
looks-
soda is 12 ounces.
That guy looks pretty healthy.
He does. Yeah, that guy doesn't look like he needs Thicket.
The
then-
water parts get that. That's like a what's the disease? Rabies. That's like the first symptom of rabies is when you try to drink liquid, like you just puke everywhere. Sorry, it was aggressive, but
Really?
overall, that's what it reminded me of right when you said it. I was like, do old people all have rabies?
Yes.
At what age they're like, oh no, Grandpa's starting to get the rabies. He starts biting people.
Yup, he's foaming at the mouth on the Christmas card, and that's the last time we ever saw Grandpa.
Yeah, the stats on rabies is there's only like 10 people to ever survive. Is put them in comas and have them just sit in wait mode
Yeah,
until
once
it goes
it gets
through.
to like, wonder how quick you need to have rabies treated.
I don't think it's really that treatable even. Like, I might be wrong about that. We got the interweb in front of us.
I think there's like a shot you can take if you get bit by a dog or something and
Yeah,
you get
it's
it
a
really
silver
quick.
bullet to the dome because you become a werewolf.
done.
Yeah. Hey, I got rabies last. Oh, dang.
Yeah,
don't you get rabies from bats and bunnies and dogs?
I think anything that has rabies.
my buddy has a trail cam in by Oslo, which is north of. It's in the Minnesota side by Grand Forks, kind of.
Oh, I thought it was Norway. Okay.
I'm on Fargo radio. Got to explain that, but he had a trail cam, and there was a lone wolf just in his trail cam the other day, and it's got us all just tripping because he's so far away from where wolves are supposed to be. And then I looked it up. This is me just ranting about wolves, but I looked it up, and the lone wolf part of a wolf is one every wolf goes through that phase. I thought it was you only get kicked out of your gang, and occasionally that happens. But every wolf goes through it as a teenager. They're go do your thing. You either go and make a new pack, or you join another one.
That was actually just me walking by there look at that lone wolf.
Look at that lone wolf. He's got a jacket on. It's like Bon Jovi's just playing in the background.
Needs to find another tribe.
Yeah. That is true, though. I mean, that's pretty much just like college for wolves.
Yeah, straight up.
It's just right after
that's kind of what I was saying when I read it. Big transition. I would hate the fact to join another gang, though. I would want to go and make my own and not feel weird about it. I was looking up. It all started from me looking at the structure of how wolves walk, and I just think it's really cool how they have the OG in the back, and then the young good ones in the beginning, and then the old shithead, old guys in the middle.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so what do you, okay, you got your. What if you have? So you have your lone wolf. You go out and you find another wolf to join your pack, but maybe it's a lady wolf.
That's the pack right there.
Right, but then now you're in a pack, and that wolf has to leave you because that wolf's got to go out on their lone wolf thing. Or do you make a new wolf? Yeah. And then
you probably meet a wolf about the same age, so you're both lone wolfing it at the same time.
Two lone wolves come together, one girl, one boy, and they start a whole new family.
What if you have a wolf that got kicked out because he's really aggressive, and then the only way he can join up with another gang is to be equally as aggressive. So over time, that wolf gang is just the most powerful, aggressive one after that. I guess that's overall how wolves go down in generations. They just get all-star teams.
Tyler, the Creator.
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. Yeah, you said Wolfgang, and I was like, Golf Wang.
Golf Wang. I thought he was going to be at the Super Bowl.
Tyler, the Creator?
They kind of hinted at it for the promo video.
I think they did too, yeah.
But didn't happen. I heard many things, as we all did, but I heard that a lot of pyros was supposed to be involved, during Stars or the SZA Kendrick song. It was supposed to seep out of the arena and everything. They had a whole bunch of fireworks, but I guess there was too important of people in the building. They couldn't do it anymore.
Oh,
they're no, we can't set this place on fire on accident or on purpose. That was wild, actually. That Kendrick performance. I mean, people were talking one way or the other. That doesn't matter. But I didn't know why they showed Serena Williams.
That was awesome.
And also, she's at the beginning, over there doing her dance. And I was like, why is... I mean, I get it. There's a lot of, black celebrities.
Did she used to date Kendrick Lamar?
She used to date Drake.
But
that's what it was.
She's also from Compton. She's a major asset to what Compton is.
Oh, for real? Well, why did they have Venus?
She probably
Nobody really cares about Venus. Wasn't as attractive, and so people didn't care about her as much, which is sad. But that is why.
I always think of that
that's
Royce
why
to 5'9" line.
Yeah,
I can't even say it, but
I feel like they were both. They were both double. Well, Serena probably was the better of the. She became a singles tennis star, but they were doubles tennis stars, and I think Venus just kind of dropped off the tennis world. And
they probably asked her, and she was like, "No, I'm not crip walking at the Super Bowl.
I'm not gonna crip walk." And then she throws up blood. She's like, "Yo, what?" And then she beats up her sister. That's messed up. The gang wars are crazy.
Serena did seem to get her hands into a lot more different things, though.
Do you remember the game? Do you remember the game, the song the song Dreams in 2003? It came out, part of the documentary. He brings up because Venus and Serena's little sister got killed in a gang shootout in Compton, and he says that before the song, and he's like. Or at the end of the song. Overall, they've represented Compton a lot, and I feel like that was a full circle thing to have them in there. But both of them should have been there.
Neither did I.
At the beginning, my non-intrusive thoughts, right? I was watching. I go, "What is Sierra doing out there?" And I was so wrong, and I feel bad.
The game was my favorite character to play with, and what was that game where just rappers fought?
V for Vendetta.
Are you talking about
Vendetta,
Def Jam
Vendetta.
Yeah.
Man, that game ruled.
Yeah.
That game did rule. You know what? There's a whole bunch of regular Xbox games that I wish they would bring back to like not 360, but the 1S or what. Like I wish they would like forward compatible them.
I heard that Mark Echo's Getting Up is going to be dropping another one. I heard
way.
many things, but that game changed my existence as a
Yeah, I
human.
love that game.
What game?
It was you just spray painted, you graffitied things.
Oh, yeah.
It was very difficult. Well,
Yeah.
I sucked at video games, but it was very difficult. But you learned about legends from stuff, and it's just like
You climb up on walls, and you just basically move a cursor over because you don't have to like move the
Yeah.
cursor to do the art, but you just
Yeah.
and you have like certain amount of time to do.
duck
had
the
to get-
cops. You got to fight the other guys. You
Yup.
gotta, I
The
mean, it's
toys.
still pretty G-rated, but the climbing is crazy.
Yeah. Was he the
game.
guy that did different hats that were spray painted? Remember when like spray paint hats became a really big thing?
That wasn't him. He was Echo, like
Oh, gotcha.
the Rhino.
Yeah.
He also
Okay.
this is actually like this happened. This is like the anniversary. I think it happened yesterday, like in 06 or something. But he spray painted the Air Force One. He snuck into an airline. And he spray painted "Still Free" on an Air Force One in
Oh,
06.
that's pretty rad.
And it's one of the coolest things that someone who is like a billionaire clothes mogul has done to the earth.
Yeah.
I like Mark Echo to the death of me so far. I don't know about anything. I'm probably gonna learn something after I say this, but Mark Echo's tight. Rhinos are tight.
That's true. Rhinos are pretty tight. Like, did you see Ace Ventura? He's trying to get out of a rhino.
I had Mark Echo's book for a while. This makes me look not smart, but supposedly in his
You had
book,
a book. You look super smart.
he said, I chose a rhino for my brand because rhinos are the only animal that can't go backwards. And I said, I was with Dakota in Omaha like 3 months ago. We're at the zoo just doing rapper stuff in Omaha Zoo. And I said that to him. I was like, Mark Echo chose that because he doesn't go backwards. And I look at a rhino and he's just backing up. As I said it. I was like, correction. That is not true, I guess, because I'm watching this happen in front of me.
That would be really funny to not be able to go backwards.
Just
Like, how
Oh,
do I
no.
do? Yeah. I hate it when you learn something, like, by telling somebody something.
and you
because
feel smart in that
Yeah.
moment. And then
Yeah.
Somebody once told me that Patagonia was what the Earth, like when all the land masses were stuck together, was called Patagonia. So I told
that was
people that
Pangea.
you're absolutely right, it was. But I told people it was Patagonia for years because somebody told me that, and I was like, obviously they're right,
It
And
sounds
then
like it should be that answer. Isn't it a mountain range in Argentina?
Patagonia.
Patagonia, I think. It's either one
It's something
mountain
like that.
or it's a mountain range. I think it's in
I'm
Argentina.
pretty sure it's just a clothing brand that has nothing to do with outdoor adventures.
I think it's a...
A geographical region in Argentina and Chile.
I was kind of right. What does Chile got going on for himself?
That's long.
Argentina's dollar is like... You go down there, you're rich right now, I heard.
I'm sure.
I think that's a lot of the South American countries.
South Africa.
Venezuela, they got all their money in crypto right now, I
Are they?
think.
I think Brazil is pretty expensive.
Well, they got Rio de Janeiro,
Yeah. That also is in the mountain range, though, in the Andes, so you were right.
Ah.
I realize I don't know much about geography.
I was just saying like 2 hours ago how I might be okay with leaving the earth on the sense of that me being a big rap star
Yeah.
and being a geography teacher. I kind of care a little bit. I
It's
love
sweet.
populations so much. I
get
stare
that.
at them
I
all
get
day
that.
long.
Oh, we were just in, we had shows in like Dickinson and Galva, North Dakota this past weekend, so we had to go like through Medora
Oh, yeah.
and such. It's ridiculous how much of that little stretch between like Dickinson and the Montana border, you're going through the Badlands.
By the
It's
Big
like-
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even farther than that, because the Big Buffalo's in Jamestown.
There's another one. That's not a buffalo, is it? It's
Another
a
one.
giant statue.
It's a bison.
It's a.
Just
I
kidding.
think it is a isn't it? There's a big statue over there. It might be a horse.
Oh, there's
I
a
don't
ton of different. There's the Enchanted Highway. is down
Enchanted
there.
Highway. Yeah, I knew you were gonna bring
There's
that
a bunch
up.
of stuff. Yeah, I can't not. That's around the hometown.
It's
But it is crazy because we're like driving through nice landscape, and then you're like in the Badlands and such, and then it just goes back to Montana, where eastern Montana may be the worst part of the country.
Dude, the highway just turns to gravel up north
It's just
on Highway 2.
nothing.
Like it's a federal highway turns to gravel. That's awesome.
Up north.
Up north,
you go
it does.
in the-
Not on the interstate.
I was on the interstate,
Oh
but
yeah.
I've took the up north one to Missoula 2 times, and that was just not smart. Now, when I see people traveling, because usually touring acts will go here to Missoula, so I'll be like, "Don't take that road. It may say it'll be like a lot faster, but no, you got to go 2 hours down."
yeah, Missoula's a sweet town.
Yeah, it is a good time. I went there before everything changed, and now I go there, and the downtown is just so green. It's
really?
In the sense of companies. There's a lot of green companies downtown, and it like 85 of them in that downtown area,
wow.
which is smaller than Fargo downtown. So it's just changed a lot.
We went down there when my buddy graduated college. And a bunch of people just ride their bikes down to the bar.
Yeah,
It's
because
like
it's
very
one
outdoorsy.
downhill.
Yeah. And almost
They can't
every
get back home.
almost every single bike is spray painted black.
Yeah,
And, like,
then Subarus
and just-
everywhere.
Yeah, and just nobody takes their own bike pretty much because they're always just getting stolen. So we got outside of the bar and my one buddy's like, "Just take one of these." I'm like, "Those aren't ours." He's like, "We'll drop one off later." And I'm like, "This is just rideshare." He's like, "Well, I think that it's supposed to." I don't.
Missoula share.
Then we threw him in the river. No, I'm just
Nice. We scratched off the serial numbers and threw them in the river. My bike was stolen a couple years ago, and I thought maybe I'd get it back or something because it's kind of an expensive one. I thought maybe they would keep it, but somebody was like, "Nah, they probably threw it in the river." And I was like, "Well, what's the point of stealing a bike if you're gonna
Throw it in the river.
You got to ride. What if you're not going to the river?
Yeah.
You ride your bike to the river, throw it in there, then you got to walk somewhere else. What?
When we were in San Diego a few years ago, and the first time that we saw those bird scooters, we were just taking those around everywhere, and my one buddy just picked one up, so it just keeps beeping. It's like beep, beep, beep for 3 blocks, and just walks straight onto the pier, and just turns around and freaking shot put.
Why?
Just I don't know.
They
I
have
just
to go get them.
saw him take 3 turns and just whip it off the pier. It was sweet, but I was like, doesn't really mean anything. I'm gonna go make out with this girl under the pier now. Get
scooter,
hit
that
in
was
the head
our
with a
scooter.
scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys been in a Wago yet? Or know what they are? Like the self-driving cars?
Oh, I have not.
No.
Those are pretty fun. We did that in Phoenix when we went down there.
Yeah, they have.
How big
Yeah,
is the
because they
car?
have cabs that do that.
But
right?
when we were down there, they were just in the metro area, so they didn't go on the highway or anything. But
Yeah.
I keep getting updates now. It's like we've expanded 200 miles, so it's getting there to the point of just these little guys are all over the place.
Dude, was that scary?
I loved it. We both just kept saying, it was me and Dakota, we both just kept saying, must be nice while we were back there, just
Yeah.
and stuff. But it just says your name on the top, and then, I don't know, it's slow-ish.
Okay.
It doesn't drive aggressively, but it's also just in a big downtown area, so
Yeah.
it's just boot scooting all the way through.
I feel like I want someone behind the wheel just in case something happens.
I think if you say, I need help, some radio person emerges just out of somewhere. I think they're listening
a
to you. but I'm not sure.
hologram comes out and grabs grabs the wheel.
Like Johnny Cab or something from Total Recall.
Yeah.
I don't think I need a real person driving me. Honestly, I feel like I'm in a car. I'm safe if they, highway speeds, I guess. But I would be more concerned with it going off the road than getting hit by another car. Most cars these days have sensors that will. I don't want to go off on cars, but if I get too close to another car, it'll go beep 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 beep, slam on the brakes for me. You know what I mean? So
But what if you're just sitting there and you start going through a McDonald's drive-through, and then it just goes wah and just steps on the gas and then drives across
Drive-through not allowed.
drives across the road through a Burger King.
I'd be like, that's what you get, ha! And also, if I was in that cab, I would get so much press, and
Yeah.
I'd get so much money.
But here's the thing: it doesn't actually just drive you into the Burger King establishment. It just goes through the Burger King drive-through. When I wanted to go to McDonald's, no.
And the guy on the screen comes on, and he's like, haha, we are owned by the Meridian Group. Haha. The Meridian Group owns Burger Kings around here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If I was in a Wago and something happened, I'd be like, I'm getting out and going home now. But if it was my Tesla and I ran a crosswalk and something horrible happened, then I would feel
That's
like
what I would
never
get out
drive
and
those
run
roads.
Yeah.
and be like, I'd start hitting all the buttons to delete all
Self-destruct.
the programming in it. You know what I mean? Hey, there's no user here. And then I'd be gone.
There's a new movie coming out about a guy stuck in a car. With Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah.
That kind of seems like it's really low. Like it's gonna be one of the like Open Water and Phone Booth is the two movies where I think of like the budget. It's a 3-hour movie, but the budget is one scene.
Yeah.
They're there for 3 months straight in open water.
I never saw Open Water because it came out when I lived in Hawaii, and I'm like legit. I've never seen it. My buddy got attacked by a shark, and when we were in the water, there was a shark. Like we could see its fin out of the water, and he was like 10, 15 yards away from us. It wasn't like a big great white, but I still am like, I don't want to swim.
Wait, did your buddy, he got attacked by a shark?
Yeah, he got his foot bitten off.
Holy cow.
real?
Yeah. Basically, he has a.
How did he get
a
away?
leg.
Did it just have like a clean bite off or what happened?
Yeah, it was like below the knee. And I think they amputated it, to be honest. I think like it was like just in shreds.
Mangled, yeah.
And then I wasn't there when it happened, but the story he tells is that like it was like biting his leg, and he was like, and like you're supposed to like punch it in the nose or like whatever, and he's like local Hawaiian, grew up with him, and like he gouged its eye out, and he was like he swam to shore, and he had the shark's eye in
What?
his hand.
Got a
Yeah, that's
little
what
trophy.
I mean. But I was like, dude, did you keep that? And he was like, dude, I was passing out. I'm pretty sure I dropped it because I don't know what happened. When I was in the stretcher or whatever, they were like, you had a shark's eye in your hand, and it's gone. And I was like, well, did somebody take it? And he's like, I don't know.
That is
I was
crazy.
like,
Dude, that's the most BA thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's pretty BA. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you think the salt water helps the situation?
Oh,
It
man.
It wouldn't. I think it would.
Well, like, would it close it up or would it make it just agonizing?
Yeah,
the whole
that's what I
time?
was wondering.
No. Well, I don't think it would. The blood wouldn't coagulate, so I think it would just keep flowing. Like you wouldn't. Plus, it's a huge wound like that. So, like, I mean, I don't really know. I'm not a marine Scientologist, but like, if
A marine Scientologist.
Yeah.
I love how that's what you think knows how to make legs work better.
why don't you ask Tom Cruise? But only when he's in the water. So then, yeah, I think if you're swimming, it like. Well, you can still get like infections, like staph infections from the water. If
Oh,
it's
I'm sure.
But like, I think the salt water kind of helps
Yo, that-
rinse it out. But
that
it might
dude who
sting. I don't know.
Fought on Friday. I think he had a whole staph infection going on. That fight on right before the Super was it Saturday? That was a very
Saturday.
boring
Saturday's
fight.
usually when
I
you-
don't watch fights that
Is that
often,
Sean
but that was a good-
Strickland?
Yeah, he had a thing on his arm that just looked like I don't really know what staph infections are.
A
To be honest,
diabetes tag?
is that what he has?
No, I don't know. I really don't
What's
know.
a diabetes tag?
You've seen people, I'm sure. They got that little white box on the back of their arm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That's from the. No, it's not like that. It's like a gash.
What is it, open and bleeding?
Like it was like swollen and bad looking, and then it like went away. But while he was fighting, like it still looked like it was there. And I was like, that's a weird little thing you got.
A
going on
bunch of
there.
people are like, does Sean Strickland have staph on his arm?
Yeah, that's kind of. I must have read something like that.
Dude, I had a staph infection once. And I don't know like what it was from even necessity. But I like woke up and my elbow just hurt ridiculously bad that I couldn't sleep. And I looked down, it was swollen, like huge and just hot. And I went to the doctor. They're like, oh yeah, I guess you kind of got some infection. Here's just some antibiotics. And
Yeah.
I went like a day later. I'm like, it's like crawling up my arm. It's way bigger. They're like, just take some antibiotics. I'm like, okay. I went out to the lake with my buddies. The next day, it went like way up my arm. They're like, "Oh, actually, we need to check you into the hospital." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said.
Pretty
3
sure I
days
came
ago.
in
Yeah. And then I was in the hospital for like 4 days. They're like, MRSA. They're like, we might need to amputate your arm if it doesn't go down. I'm like, sweet. Thanks for the
Thanks for
2
hooking me up with-
prescriptions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was sitting there and they just had to like directly put like antibiotics right into that area, like with the.
Oofda.
It was over COVID too, so you couldn't have any visitors or anything. All I could do is watch guys' grocery games on repeat.
Nice.
Like the same episode, you're like, oh
Yeah.
my god, he's gonna grab the Kraft macaroni and cheese again.
I
$33.
did get really big into guys' grocery games during that though. It was just that, and then every once in a while Seinfeld would be on. I was like, I'm not watching ridiculousness.
I always wondered, like, when you have a game show and like you're the host and you have a contract figured out, how in sequencing wise, like how often do you film? Do you do 35 episodes in one day and then you don't have a job for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I think that is a lot for, or at least in like, for Jeopardy at least, you know how they'll film like quite a few in one day.
Yeah, and just change up the crowd, people to substitute in. And
Yeah, and I
just-
don't even know if they, especially in like things like that, they don't really ever show the crowd. So I don't know
Yeah.
if they.
Like, The Price is Right, I feel like everyone who's in there is expected to play at least once throughout the day. And the rest of the time, they're just... They're just screaming.
Let's see.
I've never been to my aunt was on The Price is Right. I think we might have talked about this before, but she couldn't spin the wheel. She like pulled it, and she's like nowhere near strong enough apparently to pull. Like she literally was like, boop boop boop.
And they're like, you're cheating?
Yeah, she's like, I'm trying. Like
Bob, help me out.
yeah, Bob Barker had to help pull it for her. She like yeah, he like spun it for her.
Bob Barker breaks his leg, just like trying to spin it.
He gets caught up in it and is like whipped around. Like, help me, help me.
I want the whole thing.
Yeah. Price is Right films twice a day, once in the morning, once at night.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of oriented in, like, if something happens in the world, they kind of have a little pause and they talk about it.
Yep.
But then you got, like, Family Feud, where it's like they've never paused
Yeah.
anything.
Because I think I heard like Maddie, is it Maddie Weiner who's on Wild and Out? No, Maddie, she's a comedian.
My niece was on
Ma-
Grocery Games.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
That was Maddie Smith. Maddie Smith was saying that for Wild and Out, they just film for like a week or two
Mm-hmm.
and then just get a big paycheck. Then
Yeah,
it like
just-
airs for however long.
Rent out a club for... They probably just rent a club out for, like, 2 weeks. And we're like, we're going to wild out in here.
They actually just filmed me at the bar. They're like, this is Wild and Out.
This guy is wild. Passed out on the couch. VIP. Throws a bottle. That was Gatorade, dude.
God, Wild 'N Out's been going on almost, like, 20 years now.
Is Nick Cannon still on it? I never get to watch MTV. I mean, I guess I say get to like it's a privilege.
Whenever
I never
I'm watching
watch
cable-
MTV.
I'm just, like, staring at the TV and pointing at it and going, oh, my God, most of the time. Because I'm just not used to how cable acts anymore.
Yeah, he's just like a producer now or something. Yeah,
Producing
cable.
kids. He's got, like, 17 kids.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy.
What are you? I'm a producer.
A producer of children.
Yeah.
I got that Nick Cannon.
He he works in the produce department.
Nice. Nice. But he has no vegetables.
And yep, all those kids are fully formed.
Fully functioning. That's crazy. I can't believe Nick Cannon, Mariah Carey, like, are they still together?
That is wild. No,
I think Mariah Carey was as weird as it sounds, like of all those power R&B couples and whatnot, the Nick Cannon, Mariah Carey one is the weirdest. I think, like,
I don't know.
Jay-Z,
There's some
Beyonce,
couples
sure.
out there.
well, of course there's a lot of couples,
trying to
but like
think of-
Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown,
that makes sense.
they're not, I mean, they just got caught up in drugs, but then
Nick
Mariah
Cannon, Mariah Carey is.
it's, what?
What was the age difference there?
Well, she was still, I mean, don't get me wrong, Mariah Carey is still,
Nick Cannon looks like he's younger than me.
Yeah.
but he's really
an
like
older
50.
guy. Yeah.
He was in Drumline at 14 years old. No, I'm just kidding.
then he would not be 50. I think I was 14 when drum roll.
Drum roll,
came
drum roll,
out.
please. Nick Cannon is 72 years old.
44.
44.
44.
Wow.
Dang.
He's got a lot of youth left.
Oh man, the one picture they used for him, he has a lot of hair. You never see him with hair.
Yeah, sometimes he has like long 90s style hair, and then sometimes he's like almost like a Caesar.
What's another movie he's in?
I was just googling that.
Drumline 2. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if he's even in that
He's not
one.
in Drumline 2.
He really didn't
School
take advantage
Dance,
of.
Rags,
He does have Gigolo with the Unspoken Man.
Berserk.
He had like 2 or 3 albums. Like, he was rapping for a while.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Nick Cannon did a lot of different things, but none of them were like spectacular.
there's Wild and Out how he got. Yeah, because all of a sudden he just had all the
Something-
money in the world.
Something
No, he
happened
always-
before Wildin' Out, but after Drumline that I'm forgetting about, but I don't know what it is.
Well, like he was just like basically a personality that was like famous. So he was always like around, I feel like, but never like the star. And then even still, he just was like, and I don't think Drumline was supposed to be as
Influential.
as it was, right?
Yeah.
So like it just was like a B movie that became like, oh man, because I don't think Nick Cannon did the drumming. I mean, I don't know, but
I was in drumline right after that happened, and it was a lot of inspiration was grabbed
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
Just going right up to the people.
And then,
Playing
get
the other
punched
drum?
in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually
man,
did
what disrespect.
the one where the ladies running around hitting the bass drums and everyone's laying down and like going like this with the bass drums. We did that like as an actual routine, and it was so tight.
Dang. My kid is a freshman in high school, and he got his varsity letter in
Nice.
marching band already because
Nice.
he's in the drum, like he's in the percussion.
Yeah.
So like he plays the drums. So I'm always like, dude, but it's not on any streaming service, and I'm so cheap that I'm like, I'm not gonna spend $4.99 to rent the movie. You know, I'm gonna spend $7.99 to buy it and have it forever.
Yeah.
I just have to go visit like a pawn shop and find Drumline
Drumline.
on VHS.
They
or
could be like
something.
that
for
dude who
$4.
collects, or I don't know, it might be a lady that collects Wedding Crasher videos.
Oh, yeah.
He just has to save the world to go get the rest of them.
I
Yup.
saw that because I
Yup.
think they just surpassed 1,000 copies of it.
Yeah. And they're doing like they might already did it, but like a celebratory event for it at the Fargo
Oh,
Theater.
yeah.
Is she here in
I
town?
think it's like a local person, I think.
Yeah.
Have you ever? Well, do you remember that show Pawn America?
Yeah.
That store Pawn
Yeah.
America. I remember going in there, and they would have like dollar DVDs, and I'd sometimes like just, hey, I got $5, but 5 DVDs.
Yeah.
But they had so many copies of Goldfinger, like it was like I still remember that, like it was just a billion copies of it, and I always thought like, why do they keep buying these? Like it's a pawn shop, they're never gonna sell 72 copies of Goldfinger. Like why
Yeah.
do they have these here? And it was like a whole rack, you know. And I'm like,
I've heard somebody do Wedding Crashers and also Wedding Singer. Someone who also collects Wedding Singer ones. I think they think it's so bad that they don't want the rest of the world to see it, is how they've done it. Goldfinger is a hilarious movie, though.
it was funny, but they must have overproduced that movie somehow, like with the copies of it, because it's like you have a child and they give you a copy of Goldfinger. They're like, hey, welcome to the world. Have a Goldfinger.
I love gold.
And a horrible smelting accident.
Ludacris on the soundtrack
I was thinking
with
of Gold
Beyonce on
Member.
there.
Yeah, Gold Member, not Goldfinger. Goldfinger's the James Bond one. I kept saying
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Goldfinger.
Yeah,
Gold
we were
Member.
thinking of the same movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
right
yeah,
away
yeah.
I was, and then I was like, wait, which one is he?
The one where he takes the skin flake off
Yeah,
and eats. That is
That is one of the most ridiculous things. Peeling off his skin and eating it.
He's like, oh, I love it. And he takes the rest of it, puts it in like a cake. Oh, that part's so weird.
My Schwinky is a key.
Is that the one with Michael Caine as his dad? Or he's like,
I think so, yeah.
or he's like, I hate. There's two kinds of people in the world that I hate: those that are intolerant to other people and cultures, and the Dutch.
That was Beyonce's like first big role.
Yeah, because it
Was
was like
she ever
Beyonce.
in another movie?
She won Showgirls.
No.
Not Showgirls. No. The one where the three ladies are singing on it's Show Something, I think.
Destiny's Child.
No, she's like a. It'll come up, right? Or where
If Beyonce
see
was in
here.
Showgirls, I would watch that movie a lot more. That's all I'm saying.
Come on, Dreamgirls.
It's Dreamgirls.
Oh, yeah, she was Dreamgirls,
I was
yep.
close, and it's
It
about
was.
singer ladies.
And then she was in the.
She was a voice on The Lion King.
And Austin Powers, and that's.
That's it. No, there's a grid.
Yeah, besides like all this other like random stuff that's like Beyonce movie.
How do you guys feel about Beyonce winning Country Album of the Year?
I hadn't heard one song of hers that was on that
Well, the one
album.
thing that I give myself to answer it is I haven't heard a country album come out this year other than that one. So
Yeah.
it's like, she wins.
I get that. Okay.
Other than, like, I mean, maybe if Jelly Roll was up there, but I also
Jelly
be
Roll.
rapping now. I'm
Yeah, I
not
was
in
like,
tune with country like that.
Yeah, because even Jelly Roll too. I was telling Quay last night. I'm like, I don't think I could name one Jelly Roll song, and
Yeah.
he's just amazing. Like,
Yeah.
he's huge.
Yeah,
He's also sings songs that are very popular.
Yeah. He's not only is he a big guy, but he also has a lot of radio presence, I guess. Actually, I don't know if he's on the radio. I don't listen to the radio, but the fact that I know his name and Morgan Wallen out.
Morgan
Wallen.
Who's coming here? Kane Brown's coming here, right?
I think
the
so.
Shields Arena?
I think he's came. Yeah,
Dang,
I
old
believe
Tom
so.
Segura's coming up, too. I gotta
yeah.
get that $7 billion ticket. Actually,
I
I don't
wonder
know.
how much that is.
I'm guessing they're going to go up
40,
as
50,
the time gets closer here.
And then they'll go way down like day of.
Can only hope, because that will be the day that
Yeah.
I purchase them with confidence.
What yeah, we got like 10 minutes left. What do you got coming up here that you want to promote here, Jantzonia?
Going on a rap run here. What is today? Today's the 11th.
Yep.
On the 14th here, I'll be doing a Valentine's Day show at the Spot in Minot. And then I'm coming back to town and hopping in somebody's car for High Lie. And then I'm going to Red Wing, Minnesota, and playing a festival with them on the 15th. And then on the 19th, I'm going to the doctor, just in case everyone needs to know that. The 20th, I am playing Grand Forks at Half Brothers Brewing.
Ooh, love Half Brothers.
21st, we are at the aquarium. We gonna sell it out. You gotta get your tickets. It's on my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And then 22nd, we play Bismarck at Laughing Sun. And then the 23rd, we are going to St. Paul. We play at the White Squirrel. And then I am flying to Dallas to do nothing. So this can be tight.
Nice. Just vacation?
Yeah,
Stick
it kind
around.
of shifted to that. Hopefully
Nice.
I can make a show happen, but we'll see what goes down. There's nothing wrong with just attending a sports game, though, is what I'm
Yeah.
just trying to chill for a moment.
Oh, yeah.
But-
You got to eat in that restaurant that spins around.
See, that's what the stuff I need to know in the sense of, that's in Dallas or that's in Seattle?
I don't know if there's one in Seattle. They have the, not CN Tower, the
Oh, yeah,
Space Needles in Seattle. but
Yeah.
They got the ball one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
a
was
giant
looking at
ball and it spins around. Yeah, I used to live in Dallas when I was a really little kid. I really like the cityscape. Fun fact: RoboCop was filmed in Dallas. A lot of
I
people
was
think it's in Detroit.
absolutely terrified of that movie when I was a child.
Oh, it is a very scary movie.
Nightmares from that robotic cop. I think it was so scary.
Yeah.
I went to Dallas. Well, I've been to Dallas a bunch of times, but I've never performed there. But I've been to Fort Worth side more than Dallas.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I went to a Thanksgiving Dallas Chargers game one time. That was exciting. So I've been to some football games there. I wish
Okay.
the Mavericks are playing, hopefully, while I'm there, so I get to go stare at
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
That and they're
Sounds
going to be
nice.
like $2 tickets because
Because Luca's not on there
Luka's
anymore.
gone.
He played last
His
night for
first
the first
game.
time. Yeah.
I like his number. I like overall.
77,
That's
right?
the most exciting trade in the last 10 years, so I was like, just pumped
That
to
was
watch it happen.
insane.
Everyone's like, what is happening?
Well, yeah. Jeez. I still actually on my phone every once in a while that highlight of him running. He steals the ball, like knocks it out of dude's hand, falls on the ground, catches it, and then behind the back passes it to Kyrie. Kyrie grabs it and then throws it back to the other dude who just slams
Kablam!
it.
Yeah.
Like that was like one of the sweetest plays in history. And yeah, they show it to me all the time. I don't mind it.
Yeah,
Did they win last night? Lakers?
I believe so.
They kept telling me to watch it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna." And I just fell asleep. I didn't
That's
watch
what
it.
highlights are for.
That is true. I'm definitely a sports
Yeah,
highlights
132 to 113.
Mm.
They're playing the Jazz.
Can't play jazz there.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was in Utah a couple years ago, the Jazz were playing the Knicks. I'm like, this is sweet because that's when they had like
D-Rose?
everyone.
Patrick Ewing.
Well, they had no,
Like-
they did not.
like-
have, I
like
wish they would have.
50
D-Rose,
years ago?
Mello, J.R. Smith time?
It was
and
like
Lynn?
Blake Griffin.
Oh, word. Okay.
Who else was all on that team? It was like the stacked team though.
yeah.
Like all star. Did Kyrie, was he playing with them at that point too?
At the same time as
I think
Blake
that's
Griffin.
Nets is what you're thinking.
Nets.
Yeah.
That is who I was thinking.
Yeah.
It was like,
I was kinda
but it
like,
was like
did
the
he play
team
for
when
the
it was
Knicks?
like
The good Nets.
all stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Irving was on there and Griffin and I
Isn't
don't
that
know
the
anybody else,
Brooklyn
actually.
Nets that Jay-Z owns?
Yeah.
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 So I
Nets,
was like,
BK.
I was stoked. I'm like, the ticket. I could have gone to the Utah versus the Grizzlies the night before, and I'm like, no, we're going to watch the
Yeah.
Nets, where
Yeah.
it's like all these all stars. Every single one of them sat out.
Be
It,
like
it was
that.
only white guys on the Nets team, and I was like, what is going on here? I would not have played if I would have known that all these guys were going to sit out. Half of them didn't even travel with the team either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on with that? They're like, sore calf.
Well, they
Like-
changed up the rules to make it able where they can actually do that, and a lot of people have been taking advantage of it.
Yeah, like way too much, because I was
Yeah.
pretty upset about that.
Ant didn't play the last time I went and watched a game, and I was baffled by that. I did watch again, when we were in Arizona, we just did the most. But I watched Durant surpass Shaq in points.
Oh,
And then,
nice.
like,
Oh,
they
man.
stopped the game, and Shaq like talked on the jumbotron. He's like, "You beat me. I hate you." Just kept
I
going.
thought Shaq was here for a second. That was a really good Shaq
That was.
impersonation.
Caramel.
Learn your lines. That's funny. I remember that commercial.
I went to another game, Bucks versus the Knicks, and D Rose, Melo, and J.R. Smith, like my three favorite players.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony was my favorite player
Yeah.
of all time, and I got to witness them together. Watching D Rose play just in the small amount of time that he was in the game.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a weird story for D Rose. They gave him 1,000 roses, or they gave him his roses in Chicago. Did you guys see that? They like had a florist kind of cover a whole park with roses and like made a monument for him for a couple days or something.
Oh.
It was pretty cool.
Then people stole those roses.
Yeah, definitely. Those are going for good 175 on eBay if you keep them in the water.
That's going as much as a TikTok phone.
Yeah. Ooh, dang! I still have TikTok on my phone. You know?
Yeah, I didn't do that maneuver.
I wonder what like that they do for that because they're like you can sell phones that have TikTok on them for this much money, but you couldn't reset the phone, so it'd still have all your other information on it and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
you'd have to take that dude's Apple account.
Yeah.
Or that person's Apple
Yeah,
account.
so I don't know.
Well, like, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, dang. Well, you could like essentially sign out of everything, and then you'd have to change all your passwords or something. I don't know, man. I didn't. You know, to be honest, I thought like, oh, you just blank out the phone and then hand it to him, and it's got TikTok on it. But if you blank it out, it doesn't.
Yeah.
that wouldn't work.
So I'm gonna sell my phone for $3,000, blank it out. Here you go.
Had TikTok on it.
Had TikTok, sucker.
I can say I had TikTok on my 2015 iPad then, because I mean it's on there.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it called like video something first for a long time? I feel like it was something
Well,
and it
didn't
switched to TikTok.
Vine didn't Vine
No.
progress to TikTok, or did that
in
just like take over
popularity,
it?
But I think it was called like Melody or something like that. TikTok was called
You're right.
something else.
I
and
had
then-
a song get bought from me in 2014 for Shimeo, and it was like basically the same app, and I was like, this is an interesting thing in the future, and then it all kind of morphed into that.
Ah,
I think it was called Shimeo.
interesting.
That new app is gonna, whatever the new app is, I don't know. I think it's really fun. The awareness or of the week a new app comes out. Y'all remember Clubhouse? How you had to get invited on, and how that just didn't work anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's something that I didn't really know. So no.
Oh, dang.
I don't know if
I
y'all ever
wasn't
saw
cool
that app.
enough.
It was like 2020 when it
I
happened.
do
Everyone was
remember
locked
like
inside.
people saying about the app you had to be invited to, and I just kept looking around like, are you gonna invite me to it, or how do I?
All
you
your
know?
friends are on their phones around, like we're on Clubhouse.
And that's like the main reason why I think it didn't work, because everyone felt that in their head. They're like,
Yeah.
this is weird.
Like, I don't want to just specifically like I'm gonna sit next to this guy and not have a. And it's got a special notification chime, bing bong. And you're like, oh, he just got a Clubhouse.
Well,
Not for you.
Yeah, can you invite me to club? I'm sorry.
it's like no, you're Dutch.
And then like you
My
got
Faja.
like invite coins, I think, and like if you did more, they would give you invitations.
Oh,
It was a process.
Sad app for losers.
Yeah, that sounds like what's that movie with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise and the sex orgy one?
Vanilla Sky.
Nah. Tech support.
I
really enjoyed that movie, and everybody was like, "That movie sucks."
Vanilla Sky.
Yeah, I was like, "That movie is pretty awesome."
I
Actually,
feel like Tom Cruise in Vanilla Sky. That's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't speak about that guy anymore either.
Kanye can't either. Somebody was like, "Hey, he's going wild on X.
Yeah,
you should go check it out."
It's a
And
problem.
They deleted his account. Like,
Really?
it's
Oh,
they
gone.
did?
You can't find it because I went to go search it, and then he's like, "No, it's just YE," and we're looking for it. And I'm like, "Kanye West,
Yeah.
Kanye," and
When did that happen?
like
I think
2 days ago, maybe yesterday, because he has it on his he has the account on his phone, and he was like, "Look at all this crazy stuff," but he couldn't pull it up
Yeah.
because the account was deleted.
yeah, that's what Antonio Brown is on Theo Von this week.
Yeah, I listened to that whole thing.
Is that pretty wild?
He is It's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, they're just riffing away.
I just want to see what Antonio Brown has to say and like sitting around in conversations.
It does get a little weird for a couple moments in the sense of just the peer pressure coming from him makes Theo do some things he shouldn't have did. I'll just say that.
Well, I'm gonna go watch that now.
Because Antonio Brown just does cracker of the day.
Yeah, they were basically
Antonio
emphasizing the cracker of the day on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I did not. I thought you said crack. Like he smoked. I thought you said he does crack every day. And I was like, Antonio, are we talking about the same Antonio Brown? Like, wasn't he just in the Super Bowl?
He was the reason I successfully watched the Tyson fight. Him and me and 10 million other people were watching his CTESPN on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was at VFW while all the TVs were down. And I was like, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
He's got his feet up in the suite, just has his phone on the fight. If he had a way to monetize that, like, he made paper.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did, though.
Instead, he got
wild.
charged. Now he's going to jail.
Yeah, probably.
He's going to Theo Von jail.
Theo Von jail. It's a different person.
That's a Theo Vongelo is a basketball player,
A Theo Evangelist.
religious icon, Theo Evangelist.
Have y'all ever been to Fargo Bees games? Or did you ever go to Fargo Bees games?
I don't know what those
Fargo
are.
Bees.
Okay. It was
Oh,
like
wait.
the semi-pro football or basketball team that played at the Civic Center here.
Oh, I did
I
not.
had no idea that was a thing.
I just was looking at. I had a homie. Like I was making clothing the other day or last night, and I had a homie like draw one of the players on one of the vests, and it turned out so hard. But he had like an old magazine of like players from there, like Birdman from Denver. You guys remember the big
Oh,
white
yeah,
dude?
Birdman.
He played for them before he went pro.
Oh, wild.
Yeah. And once I found that, I was like, "What Fargo Bees? That and they sound tight. Fargo Bees. They were yellow and little bee.
That is sweet.
Didn't he have like a multicolored mohawk or something like that? Yeah,
A bunch of tattoos. Yeah, he was crazy.
He was a character for sure. He was awesome though.
Yeah, he ruled. Because
God, I thought you guys were gonna know about that. Maybe I gotta bring that back.
I don't know if I
them
lived
playing
there
at the
then.
Civic Center, which is what I heard like yesterday. I just want to hear about some more history of it. I don't know when it ended or anything, but
Dang.
Because the Wizards still in Bismarck? The Wizards
yeah,
were actually dominated the G League for a little while.
yeah. They had Minot had a team as well, and they had this Strickland guy. And when Jay-Z says, "I told Strick, go and finish your breakfast," in that whatever song, he talks about it in the documentary of when they had the street ball in Rucker Park, which was a whole thing. But the dude who played for that team ended up playing in Minot, and he actually met like the homies out there. And he's like, "Yeah, I know Jay-Z. I got him on the phone right now."
Yeah,
and
wow.
then I found out that the dude's name is Strick, and like the dude rapped about him way back in the day.
That's insane.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
it was
pretty
kind of a cool story for that situation. I don't know what that dude's up to now. Hopefully, he's still in North Dakota. He needs to come play for the Bees when I reevaluate the team.
Yeah, you just buy the team and move it here.
Oh.
Nice. I suppose that's.
Well, dang. I guess we gotta. Do we have to wrap it up or?
I don't know. We can go a little longer, I guess, if no one's in here. Anything else?
What else do? I mean, what am I doing? Actually, no. That's right. I'm on hiatus. I'm not doing anything for a while. I have some hockey stuff coming up. Yeah. So I can't do much on the weekends these days.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
Yeah. Dang kiddos having to play hockey.
I know.
Are you in town or are you going to travel for those
No,
hockey
I get
games?
to go to, maybe I'll set up a show in the Morris Benson area. That'll be fun.
Do it.
My sister plays 2 college sports for them.
For
Really?
Morris?
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean they got like there's a college there.
Yeah,
Stuff
the UM
happens.
Morris for sure.
Yeah,
I'll
Yeah.
go. I mean, if I can. Actually, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get probably drunk, and then me and my hockey dad friends will start cracking jokes, and then it'll be like, "Ha ha ha! Dang it, Quay, are you gonna use this in your comedy?" And then I'm gonna say, "Absolutely not."
Yeah, that'll happen.
Even though I am. No, I'm just kidding. I never do. Oh, that's what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to show.
Yeah, what are we going to do? Yeah, what do I got going on? Oh, we'll do that live dating show, Funny Bachelors, on Friday at Proof. That'll be a fun one.
Prof.
Oh yeah, I also have the Milk show at Proof coming up. They just announced that. I can speak on that one. That was
nice.
End of March
Milk.
at some point. The dude's name is Milk. That's the EDM cats got me rapping with the
Oh,
EDM.
Oh,
good.
cool.
Okay.
Should be cool though. I don't know the guy, but it should be cool.
Nice.
They're doing like a different setup of structure of the stage. I guess you guys are too. That's what we were talking about when we were in there. It's fun to move stuff around to make it more entertaining.
Yeah.
A little bit more dopamine involved.
You had to talk to those guys tonight, actually. But yeah, if you guys want to be, if you're listening to this, if you want to be on Funny Bachelors and live date in front of everyone, I don't know, contact me. Or just type in Funny Bachelors Fargo. All the information should be on there in Google. Then I'll be hosting the shows for Katie Boyle on February 28th and March 1st. I don't think I have anything else going up in between that, but that should be it. Okay, Jantzonia, thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate y'all.
We'll talk to you
check
later.
me out with these days coming up, February and the 21st. Be at Aquarium. Woo woo.
And then Instagram, Jantzonia.
Yep, Jantzonia.
Nice. Okay, peace out.
Aloha.
Toodaloo.